It's time for the Community Art Showcase. This time around, your prompt was Unsettling. And once again, you have come through with a fine selection of offerings. But of course, before we begin, I must bestow upon you your next prompt. And so, for all those who wish to participate in the next Community Art Showcase, your prompt is food. You have until the end of the 31st. Now then, on to your submissions. First off, from your local noob, we have this ghoulish thing. And it is quite unsettling. The malformed and melting appearance of this kind of reminds me a lot of the giant warrior thing from Nausicaa, the Valley of the Wind. I actually kind of really like that the one tooth is snaggled and growing in at the wrong spot. It's kind of neat. My only suggestion here, from an artistic point, is to add some bright reflection dots so as to make it moist and glistening in such places as the flesh should be slickened. Kind of like along the ridges of the gums and on the sides of the teeth. Maybe a little dot in the eyes and maybe a touch in the back of the throat as well. It really helps out the moisture of such places. And finally, to answer the question posed, yeah, I do have a few. I only actively play a few of them, though. Now, up next from Obese Rat 44, we have these. Now, some might see this as just creepy doodling. But what you are failing to consider is the subtextual meta-narrative inherent within such a project. Because this is a collectible pickup in a Slender-like game. I have to find 15 more of these before the monster gets me. Don't believe me? Then watch this. Here, let me show you. Just put on a little bit of a deep fry filter. About like so. Then we go over into my effects and give it a little bit of retro graphics. Tell me that's not a pickup in a horror game. You see it, right? At the very least, it's set dressing in a horror game. And for that, it works really well. Or, I could just be reading way too much into things. Now then, up next from Oligalore, we have this. Now, if I had a lot stronger thalassophobia, this might be scary to me. But I've been swimming with monsters since before I could fully read. This guy's friend-shaped, especially with the axolotl features. Look at him, he's just a little guy. I really like the oil painting look that this one has too. Not only is it as an art style pretty fun, but it also kind of gives the murky water, hard-to-see vibe to it as well, which, if I had thalassophobia, it'd be a different matter. But look at him, he's friend-shaped. I also like the bioluminescent glowing going on, that's pretty fun. I feel like you could have given him a little more detailing, but I do really like this one. Up next, we have two different ones that were apparently a combination effort between my sister and my cousin. Up first, we have Definitely Haunted, which is kind of fun. I like your little gremlin ghost in the corner. Your perspective in this one's not bad either. However, you do have one fairly large compositional issue with this one. And that is that there's nothing in the focal point of this image. You have your shadow border all around, which is drawing your eye to the center of frame. You have the two sliding doors, which again, make you want to focus in between both of the sliding doors. But all that's in the middle of the sliding doors is the wall. Everything about this piece is set up to bring your attention pretty much dead center. But all of your points of interest are off to the sides. I would suggest either having another thing in the center of the frame to be your main point of interest, whether that be the same kind of generic ghost girl that haunts the downstairs and the porch, or something else to be your main initial point of interest, and then have your view wander to all your other side details, or get rid of the shadowing on the bottom left, but keep the shadowing on the upper right, which will naturally push your view down to the left, where your gremlin ghost is. Now for your second one, your chimeric horse Jeff, your main point of interest is a lot more obvious. It is the chimera horse. My eyes naturally snap to the eye of the snake tail and then take in the rest of it. Now for this one, I actually like that the backdrop is as simple as it is, putting the full focus on your chimeric creature. And this one actually reminds me of medieval bestiaries from back when they had no idea what animals looked like, apparently. And the idea of having a horse chimera like this is really neat and something I don't think I've seen before. The main critique I could offer for this one is that you have points where your lines are nearly completely straight and points where it's more organically curved. And I see two different ways that we can improve that. Either we come back and smooth out our more angled lines to where they are more organically curved, or we lean into the angled and blocky nature, get rid of the smooth curves, and abstract it out a little bit, which could actually be pretty cool looking. Make it be all straight edges and have corners instead of curves. Also, give it some kind of indentation around the eyes to show that they're not just stuck on, but are actually a part of the creature. Not necessarily eyelids like you have on the snake head, but maybe like a darker patch around the eyes so they look a little sunken in, to where it's part of the skull. So, it is a very neat concept, and I do like it. Now, up next from Just My Sister, we have Awaken. And in this one, you do that same focus-pushing darkening of the edges, but this time, it actually works, because you have that big red eye, mostly in the center, that your eyes snap to as they're pushed inwards. You've also got some nice illusion of depth in this one, both in the use of scale of your eyeballs and mouths getting smaller towards the distance, and atmospheric occlusion in that they fade into the purple of the sky. And with your eyes, you actually have that thing I was mentioning at the start, that white streak of reflective moisture sheen. However, I would recommend having that reflective point be a little smaller and a little more broken up. You might also want to blur it just a bit more as well. Finally, up next from my brother, we have a haunted arcade machine, and it is some pretty nice pixel art. It's not really super unsettling, but I do like it a lot. You did really well with the lighting in this one. You even got it reflecting off of the screen onto the arcade machine. I feel like you could break up the line between your different lighting colors a little bit more, but it's still really nice. I think this would pair really well with some lo-fi synthwave. It's got that vibe to it. Nicely done. Now then, if you want to be part of the next Community Art Showcase, you have until the 31st of August to post your submission to the channel Discord. Once again, your prompt for the next showcase is food. Any and all mediums are welcome, be they physical or digital. Then post it to the channel Discord or link to it if you want to post it somewhere else as well. Thank you all for participating in this one, and I will see you in the next video.